Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, quietly asking this question? Why am I still worrying about things that no longer change my life? At this stage of life, many people over 70 begin to feel a gentle inner shift. Some worries feel heavy, not because they are still important, but because they have been carried for far too long. Today, we will talk about the first 3 things that slowly stop mattering after 70, and how letting go of them can bring emotional peace, mental clarity, and a calmer heart. If you are watching this and you are over the age of 65, you have already lived through many chapters of life. You have worked hard, taken care of others, made sacrifices, and faced challenges that shaped who you are today. At this age, life is no longer about proving, chasing, or competing. It is about protecting your peace. Many seniors feel tired not because they are weak, but because they are still holding on to expectations that belong to younger years. This video is not about giving up on life. It is about letting go of what no longer serves your well-being. Let us begin with the first thing that slowly stops mattering after 70. Thing 1. Other people's opinions no longer matter. For most of our lives, we care deeply about what others think of us. We worry about our appearance, our habits, our home, and our choices. This concern becomes a quiet habit that follows us into old age. But after 70, something important begins to change, if we allow it. You start to realize that other people's opinions do not bring you peace, health, or comfort. For example, you may choose clothes that feel comfortable rather than stylish. You may enjoy staying home instead of attending social gatherings. You may speak less and listen more. Some people may comment. Some may judge. But their opinions do not improve your sleep, your health, or your happiness. At this stage of life, comfort matters more than impressing others. Peace matters more than approval. Many seniors feel emotional stress simply because they feel misunderstood. But after 70, you no longer owe explanations for living quietly. You have already lived responsibly. You have already fulfilled your duties. You have already earned the right to live on your own terms. Letting go of other people's opinions allows your shoulders to relax. Your thoughts slow down. Your heart feels lighter. True freedom begins when you stop living for approval and start living for peace. And when you finally stop worrying about what others think of you, another lifelong pressure naturally begins to fade. The need to constantly prove yourself. Thing 2. Constantly proving yourself no longer matters. For many years, life feels like a test. We try to prove that we are capable, hardworking, and useful. Even after retirement, many seniors feel the pressure to stay busy just to feel valuable. But after 70, life gently teaches a deeper truth. Your worth is no longer measured by productivity. You do not need to prove that you are strong. You do not need to prove that you are active. You do not need to prove that you still matter. You already matter. Simply because you exist. For example, you may feel guilty for resting during the day. You may feel uncomfortable saying no. You may feel the need to show that you are still doing enough. But rest is not laziness. Slowing down is not failure. Your body has carried you for decades. It now deserves kindness, not pressure. When you stop proving yourself, your breathing becomes calmer. Your muscles relax. Your mind becomes quieter. You begin to understand that life after 70 is not about performance, it is about presence. Before we move on, I want to ask you a gentle and honest question. Do you ever feel tired of worrying about what others think of you, or exhausted from trying to prove that you are still strong, useful, or capable? If any of this feels familiar, please share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your words may comfort someone else who feels the same way. And if this video is helping you feel understood, please like, share and subscribe to the Wisdom Vault. Also, make sure you watch this video till the end, because the next points are just as important, and may help you protect your emotional and mental well-being. When you stop proving yourself to the world, you finally gain the emotional space to look inward, and that is when old emotional wounds often rise to the surface. Thing 3. Holding on to old grudges no longer matters. One of the heaviest emotional burdens many seniors carry is unresolved pain from the past. Arguments that were never settled. Relationships that ended with silence. Words that were spoken in anger and never healed. These memories may be decades old, but they still affect the heart. After 70, Holding on to grudges quietly drains your emotional and physical energy. Forgiveness at this age is not about forgetting what happened. It is about protecting your peace. For example, you may still feel hurt by a family conflict from many years ago. You may replay old conversations, wishing they had ended differently. But replaying pain does not change the past. It only steals peace from the present. When you choose to let go, something gentle happens inside. Your heart feels lighter. Your sleep becomes deeper. Your body feels less tense. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is wisdom. At this stage of life, peace becomes more important than being right. Calm becomes more valuable than winning old arguments. Letting go of grudges does not mean others were right. It means you choose peace over pain. So far, we have explored 3 things that slowly stop mattering after 7 for other people's opinions, a constantly proving yourself, the holding on to old grudges. Each thing you release creates more space for calm, comfort, and emotional freedom. If you are still watching, that means you are already doing something important for yourself. You are choosing understanding over pressure, and calm over confusion. Now, let us gently move forward to the final 2 things that slowly stop mattering after 70, and why releasing them can help you feel lighter, freer, and more content with life. Once emotional burdens begin to fade, the mind naturally turns toward another lifelong habit, the belief that happiness comes from having more. Thing 4. Chasing material possessions no longer matters. For much of our lives, we are taught that success means owning more. A bigger house, better furniture, more money saved, more things collected over time. This belief often becomes deeply rooted, especially for those who spent years working hard to provide for their families. But after 70, many seniors quietly realize something important. Possessions do not bring peace, presence does. At this stage of life, material things begin to lose their emotional power. What once felt necessary now feels heavy. What once felt exciting now feels exhausting. For example, you may notice that too many belongings make you feel uncomfortable rather than happy. You may feel stressed by clutter instead of comforted by it. You may prefer a simple, clean space where you can breathe easily. This is not a loss. It is a sign of wisdom. After 70, your heart begins to value moments over objects. A peaceful morning, a warm cup of tea, a calm conversation, a quiet walk. These simple experiences bring more joy than any expensive possession ever could. Many seniors also begin to worry less about money as a measure of worth. They understand that life is not a competition anymore. You do not need to compare what you have with what others own. You do not need to keep collecting to feel secure. Letting go of the chase for more things creates space. Space in your home, space in your mind, and space in your heart. Simplicity brings clarity. Clarity brings calm, brings happiness. At this age, the most valuable things cannot be bought. Peace, health, connection, acceptance. When you stop chasing possessions, you start noticing blessings that were always there. And once you let go of the need to own more, another deep realization quietly appears, the understanding that aging itself is not something to fear. Thing 5. Fear of aging no longer matters. In many cultures, aging is treated like a problem to be fixed. Wrinkles are hidden. Gray hair is covered. Slower movement is criticized. This creates unnecessary fear, even among seniors. But after 70, many people begin to see aging differently. Aging is not a failure. Aging is an achievement. Every year you live is proof that you survived challenges, changes, and losses. It is evidence of strength, endurance, and resilience. After 70, your body may move slower, but it carries wisdom. Your voice may soften, but it carries truth. Your steps may be fewer, but they are more meaningful. Fear of aging often comes from comparison. Comparing yourself to your younger self or to younger people. But comparison no longer serves you now. For example, you may not have the same energy as before, but you have patience. You may not run fast, but you understand life deeply. You may speak less, but your words carry weight. Acceptance of aging allows you to treat yourself with kindness. It allows you to listen to your body instead of fighting it. It allows you to rest without guilt. When you stop fearing aging, you stop fearing yourself. You begin to appreciate small abilities, being able to walk, to see the sunrise, to enjoy a meal, to breathe calmly. Aging teaches gratitude. Gratitude brings peace, and peace is the true goal of this stage of life. Deep emotional reflection within thing 5. You are not becoming less. You are becoming deeper. Your life story matters. Your experiences matter. Your presence matters. After 70, you are no longer growing upward, you are growing inward. Let us gently reflect on the 5 things that slowly stop mattering after 70. You no longer need to worry about other people's opinions. You no longer need to constantly prove yourself. You no longer need to carry old grudges in your heart. You no longer need to chase material possessions. And you no longer need to fear aging itself. Letting go is not losing control. Letting go is gaining peace. Each thing you release creates space for comfort, clarity, and emotional freedom. This is not the end of life, this is a calmer chapter of it. If you are watching this today, please remember this: you have already done enough. You have already been strong enough. You have already lived a meaningful life. Now, you are allowed to live gently. Peace is not something you have to earn anymore. It is something you deserve. If this video brought you comfort or understanding, please like it so others can find it too. Share it with someone who may need reassurance at this stage of life. And subscribe to the Wisdom Vault for more calm, thoughtful guidance created especially for you. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your days be peaceful, your heart light, and your life filled with quiet joy.